Hi everybody, my name's Michael, I'm 24 currently and I'm here to talk to you about living independently in your own place and the pros and cons. When I first left home, it was when I was 16 and I have been homeless quite a while. I did eventually get my own place when I was 18 and there was quite a lot of pros and cons about it. Got my own sense of confidence, I got my own place, personal space. I could do what I want when I wanted, no curfew, but there was the real bad sides about it as well. I was very lonely sometimes, I didn't have the connection with friends because it was a new area. Especially one of the main reasons was like finances, because my £50 a week that I usually got from my job seekers wouldn't go as far as it did when I was living in a youth hostel before. The things I spent most of my money on at that time were I had to think about my rent, my gas, my electric bills, my water rates. Never knew you had to pay water until I got my own place. It's very daunting. My TV licence, at that time I thought I was clever and I got Virgin Media, so I had an extra bill on top as well with that, and my internet. But the worst was really doing my food shopping. Never done proper food shop before and everything seemed to be pasties, crisps, chocolate bars, and that doesn't really last you a week, no matter how much you try. But eventually I got around budgeting, working out what meals I'm going to have during the week, and now 6 years down the line I'm more comfortable about doing my food shopping at least. When I first do my budgeting, write down on a bit of paper my main priorities, and the very top of that list is my rent, because I do not want to end homeless again. Then I've got council tax if I'm employed, or if I'm not, it's covered by benefits. My gas, my water, my electric, my TV licence as I pay it on a fortnightly basis, my Virgin Media as well to make sure I've still got my internet, got to have that Facebook. And then it goes into my food shopping. But when I do my food shopping budgeting, a good idea to do is plan your meals out for the week. It might not seem wise at first, but when you know what you're going to eat, you know what you're going to buy and you don't end up buying rubbish. So now my food shopping is more meats, pastas, chickens and stuff like that instead of chocolate bars, crisps and everything like it was before. My top tips for when you first move into your own place and living independently, first of all would be find out exactly when your rent's due, because if you slip on your rent, you're not going to be able to live there anymore. A good way to do this is speak to either your landlord or your housing association, depending who you're living with, and they'll give you specific dates that need to be paid and the amounts. Landlords are usually quite lenient, and if you are slipping you can say to them and they will help you out, but always make sure your rent is one of your first priorities. My second big tip would be your gas and electric. A lot of places are already on key meters, but if it's not when you first move in, it's a good idea to move on to them, because paying quarterly bills can really rack up. When I first moved into my own place, I ended up with a £400 electric bill because I left every single light on in the house all the time. But at least now I turn lights off before I go anywhere and make sure every plug's turned off. You can contact the suppliers. They usually will send someone out in the next week or so and they'll convert you over to an electric key meter. But don't lose your key. It costs a £5 or a £10, depending which company you're with, to get a new key, and that could really screw with your budgeting sometimes. Another good tip as well is to always try and keep a track of your money, making little notes around the house, stuff like that. And another main priority, this might sound very stupid, but think about toilet roll. When you live by yourself, nobody else will buy the toilet roll but you. So if you go into that bathroom and there's no toilet roll, don't just go to the shop and get some as soon as you can. A few more little hints and tips when you get your own place. It's nice having your own personal space, but be careful who you sort of let in. When I first moved into my own place, I started having wild house parties, thinking I was the man of the house and everybody loved it. I've had people try to steal my sofa before during a house party. I've had to lock my TV away in my bedroom and other bits and pieces like that. I've even had someone steal my toilet seat before. A lot of people do take the wrong things, and people do sort of get into a rut and they realise that you've got your own place, so your place is the place they're coming to. I've had people knock on my door at 2, 3 in the morning when I'm in bed and I've got work the next day, so be very careful towards that. It can get very lonely when you do live by yourself. a lot of people do get pets and stuff, but you've still got to think about it. A dog is not for Christmas, it's for life. And if you get a very small yappy dog, you really can't sleep during the night, because some of my neighbours have them. It's a big issue. But the best bet I can give you to anyone who first moves into their new place is be social. Don't stay indoors all the time. Go out, meet new people, go to the pub or something like that. You'll make some good friend connections, because if you don't have them friends, when you're ill, when you're not doing stuff, and you're very bored alone at home, you can fall into a rut and you can get depressed. I've been there myself. It's not good, especially if you're ill. No one's there to cook your chicken soup, or if you're a girl, hold your hair back over the toilet. You never know. So it's always best to be out there and do as much as you can. Be proactive, people. Be proactive.